Hey everybody, it's Chad, Nobody Else's Auto. We are up in a tight attic. Yes, these parts have been stored upstairs in the attic of this house for several years. These were parts that were gathered up for a project years ago and then sold to pickup. All the parts are still up here in the attic. We managed to get a deal put together on the parts. So we've got to start getting this stuff out. It is very hot, very sticky. And there's not a lot of air moving up in this attic. But I wanted to give you a quick glimpse of this stuff just right where we found it, getting ready to haul it out of here. We've got it pulled out of the corner, and but I really don't even know what I bought. I know there's a few really cool pieces in here. We just went and got the fenders out of storage, brand new, and we've got a lot of cool stuff here. There's some boxes here I haven't even gone through. This is all late 70s Dodge pickup, 77, 78 era Dodge pickup, brand new Mopar stuff in the boxes, not repop. This is original Chrysler parts in Mopar boxes. So flip the camera around here real quick, show you exactly where we found this stuff. And then we're gonna have to start getting it hauled out here because it is getting sticky in here. And it is not gonna get any cooler today. So let's check this stuff out real quick right here. And then we're gonna get busy loading. We'll get her hauled back home and then we'll get these boxes out and really sort through them because I'm kind of curious as to what I actually bought. So, but I do know there's a few really cool pieces in here I'm definitely excited about. So right up there in that corner is where these parts have spent the last few decades tucked away. We've got them pulled out and sorted out the other parts that are pieces for the guy's other cars that he's keeping, and got all the truck parts pulled out here where we know what we're getting ready to load. So all these boxes right here, and like I said, I'm not even 100% sure what is in some of these boxes. I did not dump them out, have not gone through them all. That's what's going to be kind of interesting once we get this stuff home, to spend a little time with it and see what all we've actually got. You can see that there's a big, long, flat box right there. And believe it or not, yes, that is a brand new, in the Mopar box, 77, 78 Dodge pickup grill. That big flat box, brand new door panels. Newell stock in the Mopar box. So, gonna be interesting. Like I said, I'm not sure what's in these tubs and boxes. We need to get them back, get them sorted out. Basically just got it pulled out of the corner so we have an idea of what needs to go down out of the attic and into the pickup. So that's the next step. We'll get her loaded, unloaded out of here, load it in the pickup, get her strapped down, and get her hauled home, and then we're going to spend some time sorting through this stuff. But I always like to show you guys where we found it. It came right out of that corner, right out of this attic where we don't have a lot of room, and I can assure you, as of right now, there is absolutely no airflow up here whatsoever. So let's get on the project, get it all out of here, and then we'll get her home and see what we've got. Well, we made it back. Everything rode back okay. We've got it untied. That was kind of a project in and of itself. But now it's time to check some of this stuff out. Like I said, there's a lot of cool stuff in here. Some of it I do plan on using. I've got this 77 Dodge here, half-ton, four-wheel drive, club cab, short bed pickup that was factory ordered with a 440. This pickup runs and drives. We did a full video on it. Click the link here and check this thing out. So that's part of the reason I bought all of this stuff, is I would like to do something with this truck. It's so unique, a 440 and a half-ton. You know, obviously an extended cab short bed pickup in today's world is extremely common. That's probably the most common pickup they make. 1977, you don't see those very often. Plus, like we talked about in the other video, I've known this truck for pretty much its whole life. So known this thing for a long, long time, and I think it's a really cool truck. So that's part of the reason I bought this stuff. However, the guy that I bought this stuff from, his plans were to build a Warlock. He had a Warlock that he wanted to do something with. So there's a whole lot of step side parts here that I will be selling off to help try to cover what I had to pay for this stuff. But anyway, we've got it all out of the attic. Jerry helped me out with that. Didn't take too long with a couple of us shuffling that stuff out, but it was out of the attic, down one stair, down another stair, out the door, and then finally stuff it all in the back of the pickup. Got it all back home, and you've seen the pictures where we had her all strapped down in there. Got the sign unloaded. We'll check that out as well. And let's start digging some of this stuff out and see what we've got. Now, these step side rear fenders, I had actually brought these home on another load. I bought some other Newell stock and some other Mopar parts from him, and I had already brought these home. These are pretty amazing. These are, I believe, new takeoff step side fenders. And I think they use these from the mid-50s all the way up into the 80s. These have a few dings and dents in them, but no rust. They have almost as much paint on the back side as they do on the front side. You can see even the paint is, I mean, it's almost still shiny on the bottom side. So there's a few dings and dents from years of storage, but absolutely no rust in either one of these step side fenders. What I'm guessing happened on these, and this is just a guess because it happened probably 50 years ago. I'm betting this was a step side pickup that like a utility company ordered or something. Maybe it was a highway department since it was orange, I don't know. And they would remove the fenders and they would put toolboxes on the sides of the step side bed. That's what I'm thinking happened with these. Obviously we can see the back side of this one still has paint on it as well. Some cobwebs and some dust. They were used for just a little bit, maybe even just around the dealer lot because there's a little bit of dirt underneath them. But probably about one of the best sets of step side fenders you're gonna find if you're building a step side pickup. And like I said, these go all the way back into the 50s, and I think they were used up into the 80s. So there again, that step side stuff, it won't work on my pickup. This pickup has the wrong bed, but I do have another short bed that is correct for this truck if I decide to do something with it. So beautiful set of step side fenders. Let's start digging boxes out of here. This is cool. We're actually gonna save this for a little bit later. I was really excited about this. But let's see what else we got. Look at this right here, more fenders. Let's check these out. This one actually has been opened. I think this box is sealed. Let's take a look at this one. Look at that. Brand new front fenders. And they use these, I think, like from 72 or 3 up until that 79 or 80 change. This thing is still wrapped up, still in the foam that was packed around this fender when it left the factory. That's pretty cool. Obviously, a few scuffs and dings from storage, but other than that, that's about as good as you can get on one of these fenders. Looky there. So this would be the right side, the way it looks. I'm gonna put this back in the box here. We're gonna go ahead and get it down as well because we've got some other stuff in here we need to dig out. And let's see if we've got a left-hand fender in here. This is sealed. This is factory sealed on both ends. It's never been opened. So I really hope there's a left-hand fender in here because I obviously haven't looked at it. It's still wrapped up in here. Still got the pick ticket on the side of the box. It's actually dated February of 1997. So this fender has been in storage for almost 30 years. I don't know if they were still available at that point or if this was a leftover piece, but we've just opened it. We broke the seal for the first time in almost 30 years. Looky there. And there we have it, left-hand fender. Hasn't seen daylight in 30 years since it was stuck in that box. Still has all of the bubble wrap still stuck to the side of it. Wow. It's always exciting opening that new stuff. So, glad to know that there's actually a fender in that box. So, let's get this thing put back away. Sit it over here with the other one. And let's start digging through some of these small boxes. Like I said, a lot of these, some of this stuff was already in boxes. Some of it we just threw in the other boxes. And like I said, it was hot, muggy up there that day in that attic. So I just mainly wanted to get this stuff out, get it down, get it in the truck, get it headed home. It was almost a 5-hour run to get back. So I went there that morning to load. I wanted to get all this stuff down. I knew it was going to take a little time. The fenders were at another location, had to dig all this stuff out of the attic, and I still needed to get home that day. So haven't spent much time with any of this stuff. All right, we got it all right back here at the tailgate, so we can start checking some of this stuff out. Let's just start with this box right here. These are used, I believe, but these are cab corner speakers is what Jerry was telling me. Like these mounted like in the corners of the cabs. That's why they have these weird funky brackets on it, like in the curve part. Not real familiar with them, but that's what he was telling me about them. And they are Mopar parts, but I think these particular pieces were used. Yeah, there's wiring harnesses here with it. These are Mopar pieces. We've still got the Pentastar, the part number on them. So these might be used, but he said these mounted in the corner of the cab, and I believe these may have been like an accessory for these 70s era Dodge pickups. Let's see what else we got in here. Oh wow, he even ordered new radiator hoses. Pan gaskets, looks like transmission pan gaskets. Bolts, looks like maybe valve cover bolts. Maybe body washers, big flat washers, probably body washers I'm guessing. Kick down lever. Hey, that came with a Mopar performance sticker. You know that's good. And it looks like that's about it for that box. Let's see what's in this one. Like I said, I haven't gone through these yet. Heater hose, obviously that's not too exciting. Big bags of Mopar stuff, some more lug nuts, some other little bracket piece, seals, some more gaskets, little snap-in plastic retainers, all kinds of little knick-knack stuff that you were going to need to put one of these trucks together. He ordered it. Plug wire looms. At least I think those are plug wire looms the way they look. Window cranks. Some more hardware. Radio knobs. And some other sleeves and hooks. All kinds of miscellaneous hardware in that bag, which will come in handy. I do something with that other pickup. Definitely always nice to have that stuff around. Tailgate chains. Brand new tailgate chains. Obviously I won't need those for that other pickup. Bushings. Custom emblem. And we're looking at all this together, guys. I have no idea what's in here. Another bracket. These say cap. What number is it? 403692. So there's a set of these caps. I bet they're wheel centers. Yep, that's exactly what they are. Brand new wheel centers. More bushings, like body bushings. More bushings. Shaft package. Gas cap. In the Mopar box, kind of cool for probably a step side bed. Lens, that looks maybe like a tag light lens for a step side tail light, I bet. Lens and gasket package, that's probably the same thing. Yeah, another one of those. Another lens package. Like I said, all this step side stuff obviously won't work for my pickup. That's the same part number as the last one. Yep, a pair of those. '78 Dodge truck electric clock assembly. Sounds interesting. Yep, there it is. Check this thing out. Brand new. Never been installed. Wiring there. Everything. Wow. Pretty cool. Nice piece. tail lamp lens. Once again, the step side stuff. More backup lenses. So I got 2 sets of these backup lenses, brand new the way it looks. And a couple more boxes in here. Shackle package. I'm assuming that's probably like for the like spring shackles, I'm guessing. Yeah, 2 boxes of these. So I bet those are like spring shackles. We'll take a look here real quick. Yep, like spring shackles. Well, definitely some cool stuff in that box. So let's regroup here a bit and see what we got in some of these other boxes. Made kind of a mess with this one. And let's see what we got in this tub. Check these out. Newell stock sun visors. There is a pair of these in here. Packages are falling apart on them. Oh, actually, there's more than a pair. There's 3 of them for sure. Oh, that's a cool piece. Check this out. This is the extension for the dash housing, I believe for the clock or the tack. This, I know the clock would go in there, but I think this also may work for factory tack trucks. So that is really cool. It goes with these other dash bezels we've got over here. This one is a regular dash bezel with nothing on the sides of it. These are both blank plates. I'm not sure if this is new. This might be a really good used one. There's no package in it. It's not busted up, but this may have been a used dash bezel. Then we've also got a dash bezel for a Warlock. I think this one might be new. There is some loss of silver on it, but if you look at all the gold on this, there's no signs of wear around any of the gold. So this would have been for the Warlock on this dash bezel. And then of course the brand new extension that would have gone, was it on the end over here? Yeah, I believe it would have gone right here for the clock. Or I can't remember if the tack was on this side or not. I've got another truck with it that does have a tack in it, but that's pretty cool because that's the accessory bezel extension for these dash trim panels. Okay, let's see what else we got in the tote. We kind of got sidetracked there. Wiper arms. Oh, a mirror. New mirror insert. That's why it's wrapped up in a big padded envelope, because it's a mirror head. Brand new mirror head. Makes sense why it's in a big thick envelope. And I bet this is the other mirror head as well. Yep, so there's a pair of new mirror heads. Park light assembly. That looks like it's just good used, but it's been obviously up in that attic for years with these other parts. Base. Okay. What kind of base do we have in here? Oh, another part of the mirror. Brand new mirror base to go with our new glass heads. Lots more hardware in here, it looks like. Yeah, brackets, seals, bolts, nuts, clips, hoses, all kinds of little hardware stuff that, you know, you don't even think about ordering OE when you can get it, and that's what all this stuff is. All these little clips, bolts, hardware. Another base. I bet this is our other mirror. Yep, there it is. So a set of Newell stock mirrors, bases, and glass. Armrest. Newell stock armrest. A pair of those. Here's the other one. And these are actually dated 9 of 86. So these were made 40 years ago, and they're still here in the Mopar packages. I think that's an ashtray bracket, it looks like. Another gas cap. I bet this is another set of wheel. Yeah, another set of wheel centers. 4 more of those. And we've got a radio in here. Oh, check this out, guys. Check this out. Copy that, breaker. Yep. We have a factory Mopar AM/FM CB stereo. How cool is that? I didn't even know this was in here. Had not even seen this. It's not new. It is a used one that he found somewhere else. But holy cow, how cool is that? Does not have a date on it. It's got the tag on it. Has Chrysler Corporation right on the talker. Copy that. That's pretty cool. That's awesome. Didn't even know that was in there. So definitely excited about that. All right, let's pick some of this stuff up. Got a few more things we need to check out here. Then we're going to bust open that big long box over there. And we're going to check out the sign that came with this deal. This sign actually is also new, believe it or not. That sign is Newell stock. It was never hung. So I've got it wrapped up. I wrapped it in stretch wrap to haul it home, just to keep the plastic panels from flopping too bad while I was on the road. So we're going to take the stretch wrap off that here in a little bit and take a look at it, but it is brand new as well. Obviously we checked out our dash trim panels. What else do we have over here in this longer stuff? Rocker panels, brand new rocker panels. These, once again, Mopar parts, still have the Mopar part stickers on them. So, and I'm sure they make these new, but you know, pretty cool that these are original Mopar pieces. Antenna. '77 truck bed strips. Let's see what we've got here. So not, oh, I bet these go like around the, on the inside of the bed, around the fender maybe? I don't know, I'm not sure. Obviously I don't have a step side bed, so I'll figure out what they are, and they're gonna be available because they won't work on my truck, but they're brand new. These are pretty cool. We saw our armrests, and yes, we have the door panels to go along with the armrests. Brand new Mopar door panels for one of these era Dodge pickups. And the armrest pads that go on them. So, kind of cool pieces. Let's get this sign opened up here. Let's cut the stretch wrap back off of this. We can see from the dust on this thing that it's been in storage for a long time. I believe this sign is 70s era. So it was probably used, I don't know if it was used back into the late 60s maybe. I've seen some pictures from the late 60s with similar type signs, but I think these were commonly probably about the same era as these pickup parts, probably late 70s going into the early 80s is kind of what I'm thinking. Obviously great color, never been used, never been hung, still in the original frame. We can see it even still has some tape on this thing, probably from when it was shipped new. It's a leasing sign. It's not as exciting, but still pretty neat. Big Pentastar on it. Any signs are getting tough to find. I'm really not opposed to plastic signs myself, and we've got hundreds of porcelain signs, some neon signs, but this plastic stuff, I'm really not opposed at all to having some of this in my collection. We've got some GM plastics dealer signs. I've got some really great plastic, and adding the plastic to our collection of early porcelain stuff still looks great in the shop. This is double-sided. It is still in the original aluminum frame, and it was meant to hang so you could see both sides of it. So brand new, been in storage for probably 50 years, and great color. One more thing to check out, and this is what I was the most excited about. I can't believe I own this. I'm still excited about it. Still can't hardly believe I own it, and I bought it several months ago. But in this big long box, big long original Mopar box, is a brand new grill for this pickup. Still can't hardly believe that I own this. It is so cool. These grills, I mean, sometimes a bug I think would dent these things. Been in storage obviously for years. Been up in that attic for who knows how long. A little dusty, a little dirty from sitting up there, but beautiful piece. Definitely not something that you stumble across every day and have a chance to buy. The plastic literally just falling apart from around this thing. But super cool. Obviously, really excited to have this for this pickup. But anyway, there you have it. A lot of cool stuff. A lot of stuff that wasn't quite so exciting, but like I said, I really didn't know. I hadn't even dumped these boxes out yet. It was kind of like that box goes and that box goes and that box goes type of stuff. So that's how I bought it. So like I said, a lot of this stuff, fenders, grill, I plan on saving for this pickup. I would like to do something with it. I don't know if I'll ever get to it, but I would like to do something with that pickup. The step side stuff, the step side rear fenders, the tailgate chains, the lighting and stuff like that for the step side bed, the bed strips we looked at, all that stuff I will be selling off because obviously it wouldn't do any good for this pickup, but still super excited about it. So check out the link on this Dodge pickup. You can check out a link where we found the sign in a storage shed along with another batch of new old stock Mopar parts that I actually still need to sort through those as well. We did a video on them and I haven't even opened the tote since we did the video on them several months ago, but some pretty cool stuff. So anyway, if you got any questions about any of this stuff or any of the other stuff you see on the channel, just give me a call, 620-786-4428. We've got a couple thousand cars and trucks on the ground, several buildings full of inventory. So giving me a short call and have a quick conversation about your project or what you're looking for a project, year, make, model, body style, all that stuff, super critical to know, so I know what I'm looking for when I go out to the yard to check it. So anyway, we're dragging a lot of cool stuff in. Click that subscribe button, check out some of the other content. We've had a ton of cool cars and trucks hitting the ground this year. You don't want to miss any of it. So check those videos out. Give me a call if you got any questions. Hope you enjoyed this stuff. I know it's kind of specialized. If you're a Dodge pickup guy, you probably really liked it. But I never really was, but until I started working for Chrysler in the late 90s, and I've run Dodge pickups ever since, but never had a lot of experience with these earlier ones. But man, when I had the opportunity to buy this truck after knowing it for most of its life, I was kind of excited about it. And then, you know, falling into this deal and working out a deal with Jerry on these parts since he sold his truck, and worked out really well. So pretty cool, actually. And that's kind of how this came together. The guy I bought this stuff from, a guy I used to work with when I was with Chrysler in warranty administration. That's kind of how all this stuff came full circle all these decades later. But pretty neat the way it did come together. So thanks for watching, everybody. Stay tuned. We got a lot more cool stuff coming up. We've had a lot of great stuff hitting the yard. You don't want to miss any of it. Thanks for watching this video. Stay tuned. We've got a lot more cool old iron coming up, and you don't want to miss any of it. Thanks for watching, everybody.